Deferments mean that you stop making repayments for a temporary period of time. So you take a break or a pause from repaying your loan. And Zomia has a pretty generous deferment policy. We know that education loans can be large, they can take a long time to repay, and you might have events over the course of your repayments that require you to stop making payments for a period of time. And although we eventually need you to make consistent repayments, we also wanted you to have the flexibility to make repayments when you can. So let's cover what Zomia deferments are and how you can use them. First, there is the 6-month grace period, and we have already covered this extensively, but this is automatically given to you after you finish your last class of your program. You can make repayments during this period, but it is not necessary, and you can't save the grace period for a later time. So this is your one chance to use it. After the grace period, you receive 24 months or another 2 years of deferments. And you can take deferments for various reasons. Let's say you lose your job, or if your income is too low. In fact, if your income is too low, we automatically give you deferments. Maybe you have an expensive life event. You are buying a house, you have a kid, you go to the hospital, you are caring for a grandparent who is sick. There's various reasons for why you might need to take a deferment that are legitimate. So just know that you have 2 years for 2 years of deferments for that. And then there is one exception to this rule, and that is higher education. We want you to be able to continue your higher education. And so if you decide to pursue a higher education, what we will do is allow you to stop making repayments during the time that you are a full-time student. And it will not count against the deferments that you already had for your loan. So for example, if you went for a bachelor's program, and then after you repaid your loan for a couple years, you decided to go back for a master's program, you can do that. And that master's program will not count against your deferments of 24 months. Deferments can be helpful, but they don't actually shorten the time that you need to repay your loan. And the loan is still accumulating interest. So even though it seems like a break, and it is a break, it's important that you realize that you should only use this when it's absolutely necessary. Let's take a look here at an example. So this is just the line here represents years in repayment. And let's say that the student requires a 2-year break during the repayment. So from the 4th year until the 6th year, there's a 2-year gap in repayment. So this means the student did not make repayments for 2 years. What happens is we actually extend the contract by 2 years. So it doesn't mean that if you take 2 years off, your contract is now shorter. It just means it's longer, but that whatever happened during this period of time, you did not have to make repayments. And keep in mind again that interest does accumulate. So in this year and in this year, there was still interest on the loan.